Okay. Alright, well, welcome everybody. This is our tutorial for DuckTales 2. We've got Bangerra and NME here tonight. We've
Hey.
also got myself and Mythical9.
Mhm.
And we are going to be the behind-the-scenes guys today. You're going to be watching just Bangerra and NME do the demonstrating, but these are our DuckTales 2 experts. The purpose of these tutorials is to help people learn each of the games in the Big 20 race, which is coming up May 2nd, 1 p.m. Eastern. The website, you see the link in the lower left corner. Check that out for all the information that we've put together about tutorials and resources on these games. If you go to that Big 20 page there, you should find the link to the resources page, and it's probably the best place to look for stuff if you're learning games to prepare for this race. So without further ado, let's get started on DuckTales 2. The goal is easy mode, beat the game easy mode, so that's what we're going to focus on.
Maybe we should explain what easy mode is first.
Yes.
Alright, so speedruns of DuckTales 2 are usually on difficult, because difficult is, I don't know, the general consensus of how you play most NES games, I guess. The difference between easy mode and difficult mode is that on easy you get double the HP. And that's pretty much the only difference. There's difference in drops and stuff, but in a speedrun sense, you don't pick up anything, or you try to pick up as least as possible. So yeah, the only difference is that you get more HP to work with, and that makes it easier.
Alright. And that does make a big difference, because you don't have that much HP. You have three boxes of it, so
you get
double
3
that.
HP on difficult, so you can get hit 3 times. Actually, only 2 times, because the third time will kill you. You can get hit 2 times on a stage on difficult mode, which is not a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and this game doesn't have a refill your health by pressing select feature like DuckTales 1 did, which...
There's some items that you can buy to make it easier, but we'll go over those once we're in the game.
Alright, sounds good. So, nice thing about practicing this game is you can do the levels in whatever order you want, really. You have a menu select here, a level select here, that you can just jump to whatever you want. So, there's nothing in particular that carries over besides your health if you choose to get more of it.
Yeah, in the any percent setting, you can pick whatever stage you want, because you do not need any specific items to find secrets. When you're doing the good ending, where you have to find all the secret map pieces, you have to do them in a specific order because you get power-ups. But we won't be getting any of those in the any percent, so that makes the speedrun a lot more streamlined.
So, what do you propose in terms of the order? You just do it as whatever's up next in the list is what you do?
So, yeah. In a speedrun setting, we would start with Mew, because Mew has a horrible RNG-based boss fight. But in a race setting, it doesn't matter which stage you start on, so we recommend starting with the first one that is flashing, which is Niagara.
Okay.
You want to go over text skipping enemy, or
Which skipping is that?
text
Oh,
skipping?
text skipping. Oh yeah, the menus. Okay, so a serious part of this speedrun is knowing how to get through the menus and not bork it up, because you have to alternate between start and A to get through text menus. So as we'll see here, Launchpad's asking where to, Uncle Scrooge. I'm gonna hit A to go to the next bit of text, and that's going. I press start and it scrolls faster. So you'll see that. Once you see that arrow flashing, then I'm going to need to hit A to get through it. This is all really obvious stuff, but you want to do it really quickly. And now I'm going to demonstrate doing it a little more fast to get through. And that's what you're going for there, just to get into the stage, not have to deal with his stuff. The trick is when you're coming out of a stage, going to the next one, because you can re-enter a stage in DuckTales 2. You don't want to do that. There's absolutely no reason to do that from a speedrun standpoint.
So yeah, what you want to do is mesh start and A, alternating the two as quickly as possible, and that gets you into a stage like within frames. You can skip text boxes every single frame, pretty much, if you do it like optimally, which is obviously nearly impossible. But yeah, you can do it really quickly by just alternating start and A.
Start A. Okay. Now the last thing that you press has to be A, right? To select
Yes.
that you want to go into the level.
Yes,
But it
press A
doesn't
to
matter
get
as
into
long
the
as you're mashing.
You're just
the
mashing them
control
super
in-
fast, you'll get
Yep.
it. Okay. All right.
So yeah, now we're in Niagara. The basic techniques you need to know, we'll explain off the bat, is pogoing is just B, holding B, and that's your main form of attack. You can destroy blocks with that, like this boulder. Yeah, I have to talk in advance, right? So I destroyed the boulder with the pogo, and you can destroy enemies with it as well, like this frog.
Right.
Then your second form of attack is that you can swing your pole. You do that by pressing into a wall and holding the same direction, and then swinging with the B button, the attack button.
Do you have to wait a certain amount of time after you walk into the wall?
Yeah, you need to wait about a second after you, well, half a second maybe after you walk into a wall.
And that
And
varies
that stumps a lot of
occasionally
people.
too.
Yeah.
What's the visual cue? You look for his tail to wiggle? Like,
His
what do you...
tail wiggles, yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
its tail wiggles and then you can swing.
All right. Also important to point out that pogoing thing is different from DuckTales 1. In DuckTales 1, if you're used to that from the previous race, you had to hold down and B to pogo. In this game, this works more like the remastered version where they just you just press
hold
B, and that simplifies the mechanics a lot. You don't have to worry about down and B.
Yeah. So don't press down too much. That's a little trick to avoid doing this, flattening out unnecessarily. I do that all the time because in my head I still pogo like it's DuckTales 1. I can't break myself of it. So try to avoid that.
Once you press down, you can't go left or right, so you're stuck in position.
Yeah, it's the worst. It just kills any momentum you have.
There is no need of pressing down while moving whatsoever. There's a few instances where you need to press down to get off ledges or, well, off rings and stuff, but
yeah,
in general,
that's really
you
the only
don't
time.
want to use down for movement.
For climbing ladders, I guess, would be the only use of it. All right.
So, I guess we'll go through to Webby. I'll restart the stage.
Sure, yeah,
Well,
why
for
don't... You can switch off who goes first, but, you can each go through and take a pass through the stage and explain
Sure.
things.
Well, the
I'll
first
go
thing I
first,
wanted to
I
point
guess.
out, right out of the gate here in Niagara, you got this frog hopping around doing frog business, and you can use him to get up to this hook a little quicker. Go over the the piranha plant. So a little savings of time there. You just have to have the timing down a little bit for there. You want to jump on him as he's reaching his apex of his jump. So he's going to come up, and I messed it up there. But he's going to do that, and then I'll just grab onto the hook. Grabbing onto the hook happens. You don't have to do anything special to that, but you want to jump off of it quickly by pressing A. And I guess hold up for that. That's what I do anyway. Otherwise, you just have to wait, go over him, and if you were to not jump on his head, say you mess it up, oh, you're stuck there. Well, you just jump up right up there, grab the hook, and you're okay. Not a big time loss.
Yep. So yeah, the reason you want to do that is because you can't jump over the piranha plant without getting hit, pretty much.
Yeah, you always want to go above him. Don't go through him.
So yeah.
Right.
After that, you go down the ladder, and then you come to the girl duck, pretty much. And there is a safe one frame trick you can try to do. Like, this is one frame. It won't happen often, but you can try to go for it. There's a glitch where if you jump on the frame that you land after a jump, you can skip dialogue. this is totally not necessarily necessary in the race you'll be doing, but it's a fun thing you can do, and it saves 2 seconds overall. And I'll try to show it off here. Well, I almost had it. This is extremely precise.
You always almost have it, right? And then you know, you have to. It's just one of those things that you do because you can, and it costs you nothing, and then you hope it actually connects when you're in a run.
I can't actually get it right now, probably because I'm playing on emulator. But
you just pogo off the 2 moles, and then you jump over Webby. I kind of like to use the visual cue of if Scrooge's foot is kind of clipping through Webby's platform, then that's probably the position that's right. And then you just, there you go, I got it too. Then you just mash A, and then you make it over there. And when you do that, try your best not to jump down that pit there where the rope is. That's bad.
But yeah, this is a fun thing you can try. It's not gonna happen. Like, don't get your hopes up, but it happens once in, I don't know, 50 tries.
It's worth going for it, I guess.
It's
absolutely worth going for it. There's no reason not to try it. I mean, all you have to do is jump and mash A, really. There you go. There it is again.
Yeah, I can't seem to get it. There we go. So yeah, I fell down. You gotta try to avoid that.
Oops. That happens.
Yeah, well, let's continue. The rest of the stage is fairly straightforward. There's not really any real tricks you can do. It's just, route optimization, I guess.
Right.
You follow the ropes upward, and then you come to the waterfalls. And then there's these platforms that you need to clear with birds at the top. And at the second bird, I wait like a second to let him pass. I don't know what your strat for that is.
So I like to use basically the bridge strat, which is something we'll go over very shortly here. But I basically do the same thing. I just do a quick turnaround and then a little jump. It's about a half press on the A button to do that jump that way. There's a little bit of risk in it. If you foul it up, you're going in the water, but I have pretty good success with it. It's not that difficult a trick. It's, you know, you just don't hold down the A button in the way that you would to do a full jump. So I'll load that back up here. So that's after the first bird. Jump up here. I just bob my head a little bit, and we're over and out. And there are safer strats for this too that we should probably go over. You know, for new folks. One of them is to just pogo on top of him. It doesn't matter. You can take the damage there. You're on easy mode. Lots of. That's the simplest way to do it. Just start pogoing. Once you come off this log right here, take the damage. You'll pogo him. He'll be gone, and you carry on with your business.
Huh. Yeah, so you can afford to take the hit there.
Absolutely.
So you might as well. All right.
Yeah. The really only concerning part about health in this stage is the boss, and it's a very nominal concern. So the boss gives you a very simple pattern.
Yeah, like for the second bird, you can also wait a second and then clear the jump. It's pretty easy.
Yeah.
You pretty much gotta do what feels right. Play the game a few times, and then you'll find a way to do it.
Yeah, waiting and going under seems easy.
Yeah, I just went to the next section, which is the bridge. Okay. And the bridge is extremely laggy.
Yes.
A thing you can do to prevent the lag is to kill the bird by jumping on top of him, but that only works half the time. Sometimes that makes more lag, so
yeah.
It's like a 50-50 deal. There's a trick where you can like twitch, go back and forwards a little bit, and then you can just walk under him. But that's quite an advanced strategy. I wouldn't recommend it, because if you get hit, you'll lose a life.
You think that's advanced? I mean,
Maybe.
I can see why you'd say that, but I don't want to put people off to trying it because it's really a matter of. I hold up and left when I'm doing this because I don't want the bridge to collapse under me. It's very easy to press down, flatten out, and you go down with the bridge. So that's where, to me, I agree that it's a little advanced, but it's really just a matter of walking. So if you can come to this cloud and you just do a little quick turnaround, left or right. I just hold up the whole time just to make sure that I don't fall down with the bridge. It's happened quite a few times to me. So I'm holding up and left, come to this cloud, flip to the right there real quick, and then I'm down the bridge.
Again, it's up to personal preference.
Absolutely, yeah.
What you want to do. I prefer killing him just to be safe.
It is the safer strat for sure.
It creates a few lag frames that you can prevent by doing the twitch.
But whether you do the twitch or the kill, you're kind of using that cloud right here, this guy right here, as your guideline. Pogo right here, and you're going to go up and hit him every time.
Alright. So next section is the underground of Niagara. What you want to do is get this raft in the water by just doing the technique where you swing the pogo. You press into it, wait a second, and then swing. And then you have to press into the wall to make it go.
I see. You have to swing again to the left to actually make the raft move. That is a non-obvious thing there.
Yep. And then what I like to do is, well, it's pretty obvious what I do next. And I'll wait with the boss fight. So yeah, you just clear the next section. There's only one way to go, pretty much, and there's not much time you can gain there. So just do it again, play it a few times, and you'll figure it out. You can go either up the raft or up the platform, or you can duck under it. Same thing.
And I'm showing the going over strat in case people want to try that. It's a little bit dangerous. You can mess it up both approaching the platform, and then you can actually jump over the raft on your way down. So you just got to get the timing for that right if you want to do that.
A problem you can have when ducking under it is that when you clear the last bit, Scrooge's hitbox is very big when he's crouching. And if you try to jump too early, you'll bump into the wall, into the ceiling, even though you think you cleared it, and that will make you fall down the water.
Yeah. So if I try to pogo now, well, pogoed really early, but yeah, if you try to jump too early, it goes poorly.
Alright, the boss fight is next, and he has two basic patterns. He can do two things, and that's it. So, the first thing he can do is go in a W, and the second thing is he can go diagonally down. And what you want to do is just time the hits. You can't, there's no optimal strat or anything, you just wait him out, see what he's doing, and jump onto him with your pogo stick. It's pretty easy there. This is one of the easiest bosses in the game.
Okay.
Especially if you have HP to spare, which you will have on easy mode.
Yeah. There's an early hit you can get, but it doesn't really speed the fight up too terribly much.
It doesn't speed up the fight.
Okay.
Yeah, it just looks cool.
Because you can't hit him when he's up in the air. You have to wait for him to come down again anyway.
I see.
Yeah, it's easy to figure out what he's gonna do, because when he does the diagonal, he's really slow. When he does the diagonal, you can try to hit him again when he's down, when he's throwing the fire. And that's a bit of a awkward timing to do.
Yeah, and his pattern looks like it's... I'm sorry, go on.
Yeah, no, it's just timing. You can't really explain it.
Well, I mean, given that he's only got those two options for his attack, it should be pretty easy to to deal with him.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
It looks like the RNG is frame-based random depending on when you enter the boss room. That's what it looks like. Like if you wait a different number
I
of
don't know.
frames after reloading your save state, you're getting a different pattern.
I have no idea.
That's probably accurate, but
Okay.
his patterns are, he does
Random.
one of two things. It's super simple.
All right.
Yeah.
So we don't really
but
pay attention to
it's-
patterns.
Got
yeah.
it.
And either are as fast as another, I guess. If it does the diagonal for the final 2 hits, it's slightly faster. But yeah, there's no real time saves on this boss fight.
Just make sure you hit him when he gives you the opportunity to hit him. That's all. When
Yeah.
he's in that at that height where you can Togo on him, don't screw it up.
Yeah, something you'll have to get a feel of is how long the bosses are in flashing state. That's something, yeah, you gotta get a feel for. Because you can't hit them, obviously, when they're flashing. They'll hit you instead.
Like so.
Okay.
Alright,
After this
so-
boss fight,
Yeah.
Yeah,
we
we
after
go
this
to
boss fight,
ins-
right?
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I was just gonna say, you get to this screen with the score. Hold down Start. If you're doing on any percent, it'll just scroll right up. You don't have to worry about any scrolling. Goes a little faster. Then you get to the item shop.
On the
Tell them
item
about the
shop,
item shop, Bangerra.
Okay, so there's a few items that are interesting, and there's a few items that are completely worthless. Cake and Safe, don't bother with them. Good Mojo Doll is an extra life, don't bother with it. It's more expensive than a Continue Globe. A Continue Globe lets you continue the game after you lose all your lives. So if you game over, that is a safety you can buy to actually give you 3 extra lives for 500,000 instead of 800,000 for 1 life. So if you're losing 2 lives and you're not feeling confident you can beat the rest of the game, buy a Continue Globe. It's really cheap, you get 1 million per stage by just beating the boss, and this is only half of it. So you can always buy one if you beat the stage.
Now you'll continue at the beginning of the level, won't you?
Yes, you continue at the beginning of the level, but if you die, you do that anyway. Unless it's on the boss fight.
Oh, you're saying there aren't death checkpoints at different parts within the level except the boss?
No, only at the boss fight.
Only at the boss fight. Wow, okay.
Yep.
Well, unless you go past Launchpad. Launchpad is the typical
Oh
checkpoint
yeah.
in
But
the
you
level.
only see 2 launch pads or something. I
Right.
don't know, yeah.
On any percent, you don't see Launchpad too often.
Okay,
Yep.
so a person might, if they really wanted to play it safe, might actually talk to the 2 launch pads that you'll see as you go.
You
Don't
don't have
talk
to
to
talk to
Launchpad. Don't ever talk to Launchpad.
No.
If you talk to Launchpad, press B. Do not press A.
Don't
because
talk
he's
to
going to take you
Launchpad.
out of the level if
Okay.
you do that.
And
It's the same
can
thing as
even
in
give you,
DuckTales 1.
it can even give you a bonus stage if you're really unlucky.
Oh my, I didn't even know that. Wow, that's
Okay,
terrible.
don't talk to Launchpad. Got it.
Don't talk to launch.
Just go near Launchpad.
Just go
and
near.
you'll do that in the natural course of going through the level. If you see Launchpad, you'll know. If you die, that's where you're starting over.
Okay.
But never
I see.
ever talk to Launchpad.
Alright, and then there's one item left, which is the most interesting one. Special Energy gives you 1 extra HP, and you can buy 2 of them. The optimal way of buying extra energy is after the 3rd stage, because you can buy both of them instantly. But I guess we'll go over that after we beat Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, special energy is what you want to buy if you're not confident. Obviously, also Continue Globe if you lose lives, but special energy gives you extra HP, which is useful on the boss fights.
Right. Now it doesn't
We're not
take long
buying-
to buy those, though, right? You just have to move over, hit the button.
Yeah, a few times. It gives you like an options. Do you really want to buy this? Yes, no. Blah,
okay.
blah, blah.
So you're gonna lose a couple seconds if you buy
Yeah,
health
yeah.
upgrade.
And that's why we try to buy them both at the same time, because that takes much less time to do.
Much less time. Okay.
Like literally 10 seconds or something, because you maybe not 10, like more like 5, but it's quite a bit.
All right.
So, we go to the next stage then, I guess, without buying anything so far.
Mhm.
Which is Bermuda.
So
Sure.
just a note on navigating through here. You should only ever be pressing down when you're selecting stages. Press down one time, go to the next stage, and then scroll through the text in the same way that we already went over.
Ah,
Okay.
yes. Do not
Don't ever press
A,
up or any other direction because it's
A
just
or
gonna
start
get you
or whatsoever. Yeah.
right.
It-
You'll just
you
end
can
up
enter-
somewhere else.
You can enter the wrong stage. You can even enter the same stage, and there is no way of exiting a stage. So you
No.
have to play through the entire stage or talk to Launchpad, who is
Or game
hidden
over.
in the stage.
Right.
Or
And,
Exactly.
reset.
Yeah.
Don't do those things. Those
and
are
you would
bad.
end up like re-entering a stage you've already done. You're saying.
Yep.
Oh.
Yes.
You don't want to do that.
And there's
Okay.
no way to exit unless you beat the stage or whatever.
All right. And the game saves the position of your cursor in that select. Like it's whatever
Yes,
level you just beat is
it-
where your cursor will be.
Yeah. So if you just press A, you go in the same stage.
Got it. Oh wow. You can go right back into the same stage by pressing
Yeah,
A.
so the first key you always want to press is down to
Right.
go to the next one, and then
Okay.
start mashing start and A.
All right.
So the next stage is Bermuda, which has a few interesting speed mechanics, I guess. But those are also quite advanced techniques, I think, like skipping some spawns.
Yeah, the bird skip, sure.
We'll go over it, but it's definitely not necessary. For the rest, this is a very straightforward stage, except that the boss fight is quite hard. So yeah, first thing you do is talk to one of your nephews. Again, in-game, you also skip text by meshing start and A alternatively. I don't know what you call it in English.
No, that's what we say.
Alright, so then there's cannons. This is a new mechanic that comes into play. You can pull things.
Okay.
You can not only swing things, you can also pull things. And I'm gonna kill this guy for a second. Okay. You do that with the same technique as the swing. You press into the cannon, you press B, and you hold B, and that grabs hold of the cannon. And now, if you press to the other side, you pull, and it fires the cannon. So this is a weird mechanic, but yeah, I guess it's interesting, but it's kind of weird, and it's completely not something you'd think about doing.
Yeah, that's true. How do you disconnect once you've pulled?
Just jump, just hit A.
Yeah, hit A or jump or whatever.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Good to know.
Alright. The next
You
is,
can also hit B,
B.
it looks like.
All right.
Okay.
So in this stage, you want to kill the enemies because enemies lag the game a lot.
Yep.
Especially in this stage for some reason. So yeah, you want to kill as many enemies as possible, and then on this screen there is a pirate that you want to kill. You want to kill the pirate, and then just walk under the mouse. I'll do that again.
Walk under the mouse.
I don't know
okay.
if I have a save state here. I can.
Yeah. So as long as you keep walking, that mouse will jump over you 100 times out of 100.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do it again quickly
From the top.
to that point.
From the top. Yeah, I'm thinking at the end of each level, we'll just have you guys play through it one more time, so people can see it all at once. So if you feel like you missed
Sure.
something, you will be back here at some point.
Okay.
You can do a quick race.
Do a little quick race through the level, sure, if you want
Alright.
to.
Ooh, and I'll mark down the timestamps, and then we can stick that in the description of the YouTube video.
Alright.
So
You can
So,
watch your
people
race.
want
It's
to
got
just-
real all of a sudden.
The next part is somewhat tricky part of the stage. So this has an interesting speed technique where you despawn a particular enemy, but that is like perfect timing.
Yeah. You have to release off of the hooks very quickly once you
Yes.
latch onto them.
So there is hooks here that you have to jump onto, and they are quite specific in positioning. So be careful when you jump to them. I'll just give it a go, and you guys can see the route, I guess. So we're using the birds to get through the level more quickly, because else you have to follow the raft. So yeah, I despawned an enemy there that makes me do the last section a lot more quickly than you're supposed to, because they drop those bells or nuts or whatever they are, and if they hit you, they can knock you off the rings really easily. I'm gonna do it slowly now, and you'll see where the annoying enemy spawns. So they spawn on this section, and then you have to bait the bell or whatever it is. I really don't know. It's a rock or something.
Looks like a shell.
To make
It's a coconut, right?
Coconut.
You have to bait it to make it drop it, because if not, it'll hit you and knock you off the rings.
Yeah, you can see him respawning on my feed right now. He'll just drop it right in front of me every time if I'm just standing and waiting. But if I move in front of him like an idiot while he's dropping it, then that's bad for me.
So I'll do the quick strat again now, so you can see that you can clear them quickly if you despawn them, but you need like very tight timing for that.
There are basically 3 key points, it seems to me, that you need to hit in order to despawn that bird. And they are the... So, let me see if I can jump back. I'm gonna let this guy hit me. No, he missed. Okay, so, where I'm standing right now. And this guy's gonna keep coming, isn't he? So there's a ring on the left, there's a ring on the right, there's a treasure box in the middle.
Right.
See if I can't go up to the treasure box. So, I'm gonna start back from launchpad checkpoint. And all of this part right here, you kind of have a little bit of wiggle room. You can climb up to the ring, take a little bit of time with it. But once you get up to that next platform, that's where you really have to be firing on all cylinders. Get up here, pogo off the bird. Now you're going full, and you have to jump right off of that hook, jump right off of the next hook, and then you see the bird is gone. If, however, you spend any amount of time on the hook, you spend any long amount of time trying to jump over the treasure box, then you will have taken too long, and the bird will spawn, like so. It was just a little bit slower that time. And it's kind of frustrating because you will feel like you've done it pretty darn well, and then that bird will show up to ruin your day. It's actually not that critical. It will lose you a little bit of time, but you're not going to die or anything. Just grab onto the nearest hook, hold on. If he hits you, just latch back onto that same hook.
Yeah, basically you have
He'll
like...
hit me there, and I'll die.
You'll have like a window of 2 to 3 frames to spare if you want to despawn this bird. That's it.
See, I kind of got caught up on the treasure box that time, and bird was there.
All right, but
a lot
if
of precision for this.
Yeah,
Or
if you
a
don't...
substantial gain, actually. You're going to gain several seconds by this.
Yep.
Like 2 to 3 seconds, something like that.
I got it once after about 15 tries.
Well,
you
it's
screwed up,
one of
though,
those
you-
tricks that you have to work at, just like anything else, But it definitely, it's a lot of muscle memory goes into learning this one.
Alright, then there's the next section. Climbing ladders is slow. Well, ropes or whatever.
Ropes,
So,
chains, vines, the
yeah,
slowest.
anything that you climb. A thing you can do is jump off the rope, and then there is a useful enemy that you can pogo off and propels you upward. So that's something you can do.
So you
It's
just need
not
to know how high up to be before you drop off the rope.
Which is not very high.
It's not very high, no, because the enemy spawns in such a way that is under you if you drop off. So
Oh wow.
This
Okay.
game is really good about setting things to your advantage, especially for speedrunning.
Yep.
There's not a lot of wasted enemies or wasted platforms. It's a little bit
Right,
different from DuckTales 1 in that way.
the next section is grabbing rings to make platforms go up. A thing you can do to make this faster is they don't need to be all the way up in order for you to make the jump.
Okay.
So if you time it, I can't say exactly how long. It's again a feeling you need. You can gain a few frames by jumping early. A thing that can happen if you do it too early is that you don't make the jump, and then you lose several seconds. So
Yeah.
if you're not confident with it, make it go all the way up and then jump.
Yeah, you're not going to lose too much time if you let it go all the way. I use an audio cue for each of these, so if you're able to do that, I find it pretty beneficial. 3-2-1 is what or 3-2-4, I should say, is what I follow. So for this one, you're going to hear little like clicks or clinks or whatever. I don't know if you'll hear it on stream so well, but if you're playing at home, just for the first one, 1, 2, 3, and that actually went a little bit further as I'm trying to explain it. This one, 1, 2, you pogo up, and this one, just wait all 4 because you gotta wait for the crab anyway.
3, 2, 4. Yeah, I can hear the little dinks, but
Okay.
it's
So I'll try it again then. That was 2. That was 4. That was early.
Again, this is something you gotta figure out yourself pretty much.
Yeah. It's probably easier to use visual cues, but some people prefer audio cues. It's just something that I noticed while I was playing.
And again, we use the enemy in the next section to pogo up onto the rope. And you grab ropes by just holding up, so you don't need to do anything special with it, just hold up.
Mhm.
And then we climb up and there's another bird dropping a rock. Just wait half a second, stop right in front of his flying pattern, and he'll drop the rock. Just wait half a second and then just go up. He won't hit you. Okay. The next section is grabbing ropes. You can jump to the second rope. You don't need to hold on to the first one, and if you do that, you usually have enough height to hold up left and jump a few times, and then you clear it. It's basic platforming.
okay. So just skip the first rope, and you'll probably be
Yep.
fine. Okay.
Just a note on ropes in general. I have a lot of trouble with ropes being jerks, because I may rest my thumb a little too close to the up or down direction on the D-pad. If you do that, you will hang on to the rope much longer than you intend to. So be a little bit more precise than you might otherwise be with your cardinal directions on the D-pad. Just make sure when you want to go to the left, just press left. Don't kind of press in the middle. It's one of those things that seems obvious, but I don't know. I've been using the D-pad for like 30 years, and here we are.
Mhm.
I can't negotiate the ropes all the time. I don't know. Is that something you have problems with, Bangerra, or is that like
Nope.
am I just an
I
idiot?
hadn't even thought about that. Indeed, if you hold up, you can't even jump
Alright.
off it. You can't even
Good for
jump
you
off
for
it
never
when you
having
hold
problems
up.
with it. They kill my runs all
It
the
happens.
time.
It happens to me. Yeah, I'm
Okay,
not
thank
very
you.
accurate on my D-pad.
Saved by Mythical.
Yeah, I try to do fighting game stuff, and it's like go back forward, and I'm like okay, and then it's like back up forward, back down forward. Yeah, I'm terrible at it.
Okay.
Alright. One of the hardest boss fights in the game now. There is one specific positioning you want for this boss fight, and we'll show you what it is. And the rest is all timing. You want to hit him as soon as it stops flashing. So as soon as he's vulnerable, you want to hit him again and again and again. So we'll both show it right now. You want that top right ring, and keep hitting him. He'll keep jumping in an arc under you, and he won't grab hold of the rings himself, because he can do that. And if he does that, you're in a world of pain, because he'll keep jumping all over the place, and it's really hard to keep up with hitting him. But yeah, grabbing onto that ring makes this fight fairly trivial. The only thing you gotta figure out is when to actually hit him.
Wow.
And again, that's something we can't explain. It's something you gotta try and do and figure out what his invincibility is.
So
Huh.
I slow the emulation down just a little bit, and I'll try to explain how I visualize this fight. Because I have some cues that I like to follow that I think makes it a lot easier. Because this is a fight, when I was learning this game, that gave me a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
And this is going to be weird on 75% speed, so bear with me for a second.
Yeah, getting the timing down for the 75%.
Okay, so you jump on him right away, and then you're going to come down right as he's kind of walking back. So, yeah, let me do it full speed, and then I'll just try to explain it, and then it's a lot easier if I do it full speed.
Yeah, it's hard to learn new
Okay.
timing.
So, you're going to jump on him, he's going to walk, turn around, bounce on him. He's going to turn back around, bounce on him again. Now he's going to reach the apex of a jump, that's when you hit him. Then he's going to turn back around, jump again. When he lands, you hit him, and that's it. I'll do that again. And just watch his positioning. It's basically him turning around and him landing or jumping. That's what I'm looking for. His vertical position and the direction he's facing. Those are the cues that I use to have less of a problem with the pirate.
So you're hitting him 3 times on the ground, then 1 during a jump, and then once more on the ground to finish him?
Correct.
Okay.
So it's
I'm bad at...
What's that?
Go ahead. Go ahead. No.
Oh, I was just gonna say that. So you're hitting him on the ground, like when you're on the ground and he's on the ground. Then you're hitting him on the left side. Then you're hitting him on the right side, and then let me try that again. You're hitting him on the ground. Then you're gonna hit him on the left side of your hook. Then you're gonna hit him on the right side of your hook. And then you're gonna hit him on the right side of your hook again. And then you're gonna hit him back on the left. So it's left, right, right, or it's on the ground and then left, right, right, left. Once you're on the hook.
Makes sense?
Wow.
So what I
It
wanted
works
to say is that
super well
I'm
there.
really bad at this because I don't have any setups for this at all or any cues. I just do it like muscle memory.
I don't know. I would say that makes you better at it, really.
I don't know. It's really some. This is a very hard fight to do timing wise. Like I don't know. The timing is so weird on this one. It's hard to explain.
It is. It's just one of those things that you learn through reps.
Yeah. So yeah.
So
we'll
I
show
managed
you...
to actually get him before he landed on the final hit.
Yeah, you can. Like I said, I fouled this one up a lot. So that may be a little safer than you need to take it. But it works, and you're not losing a ton of time or anything. So that's just the way that I do it.
So what happens when you mess it up is the following. So he'll grab hold of things, and then you can't hit him anymore because you get stuck on the rings yourself, and then you just take damage after damage after damage. You can't hit him because you keep getting stuck on the rings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting stuck on
That's
the
what you
rings
wanna
is
avoid.
infuriating. And if you find yourself stuck on a ring and you need to get off, you can press A to jump off, or you can just press down. Down will drop you right off. And if you're quick enough, down right into a pogo.
Okay.
This is the hardest boss to fight casually,
Yeah, I agree.
I think. Yeah. Alright.
Alright, so, yeah, do you want to run through this level one more time so we can see the whole thing back to
Sure.
back?
Sure.
When you want to go.
Alright, I can catch you down.
Huh?
Okay,
You start on the barrel.
start on the barrel. That's a good starting point.
There you go.
Alright, 3, 2, 1, go.
Did you not start, Bangerra?
You did.
It hit.
Okay.
Remember, you got an extra delay.
Oh, yeah. Right. I didn't want to be jumping the gun or anything.
Or jumping the cannon.
Yeah, sure.
Nifty little double kill there, killing the pirate and the crab.
I'm not gonna get the. Yeah. So just a
Neither
little
did
slow
I.
on that first hook.
Yep, he didn't either.
Oh. Nah. That was one of those times where I flattened out unnecessarily.
All right, Bangerra with a little bit of a lead going into the boss fight. It's gonna take pretty much a mistake by him.
Nope. Finishes it off. But they both grab the gem at the same time.
Ha!
How did
Messed
that?
up the gem grabbing.
Because he grabbed onto
Should
the
we?
hook.
Yep.
That's what
Oh.
happens.
So
That's a
if
thing
the-
that you
if
have to
the
deal
chest,
with.
If the chest spawns right under a hook, it's quite hard to actually get the chest to open.
Wow. Well,
Yeah. We'll go into the next stage immediately, I guess.
There you
There's
go.
nothing more about the menu to say. Because we want to buy the special energy after the third stage, if we want to buy it at all,
After the third stage, okay.
which is Egypt.
Of course, a beginner or someone who just wants to play it super safe could buy that at any point. You're
Yes,
just talking
you can
about saving how many seconds by consolidating
About
it?
5 seconds.
5 seconds.
So
You're
you
also
can
limiting
buy.
the chances. You're also limiting the chances that you try to buy something by accident and get 2 or 3 extra menu screens.
Okay.
So yeah, you can buy 1 extra HP after the first stage, and you can buy the second one after the third stage. Oh yeah, chests spawn depending on your positioning. They always
Yes.
spawn on the other side of the room, based on your positioning. And I don't know why it spawns further or closer to you. That I'm not sure of.
Okay.
But it's always on the other side of the room, so you can always tell like where it's gonna spawn approximately.
Wait, so you stand just before the place where it triggers it to be the other side of the room? So
I
you
guess,
close to
yeah.
it? Okay.
Alright, so again, when you start the stage, there is an obstacle in the way that you need to pull, and this is the same mechanic as the cannon. You press into it, you press B, and then you drag it to the other side.
Alright,
and
so you
jump
make
over
like
it.
you're doing a regular golf swing, and then that
Yep.
makes you stick to it, and then you press
Yes.
the opposite direction on the D-pad.
Yep. And then you fall through a hidden wall, which is something the game likes to do. The rest is really straightforward. Until you get to arrows. Arrows trigger... go ahead.
Oh, I was going to ask, is there any need to Mega Man jump? Like to preemptively jump so that you get maximum...
Yeah, you can save frames with that, yeah.
Alright, so you do want to do that. Okay. If you want to.
The problem is, entire Scrooge's feet are his hitbox with the floor, and they are huge. So clearing a jump is harder than it looks. Like, what I'm standing here on is the final pixel of my foot.
Wow,
and-
that's big.
Yep.
Wow.
So yeah, his entire sprite is his hitbox.
I see. But so would you,
Uh,
if you wanted to save the most time though, and you were about to go downwards, would you jump ahead of time with a normal jump or with a pogo jump?
Normal jump. I
Normal
think.
jump
Because
is all you need?
pogo, you won't clear it usually. You jump further with a normal jump, but you jump higher with a pogo jump. as
Oh,
far
I
as-
see. Okay.
Yeah, there's a little bit of time savings you can do with pogo jumps at different times because the speed with which you travel that same vertical distance is faster with the pogo, but it's you know, it's kind of a trade-off. Like, do you want to go into the pogo and then maybe risk flattening out, or risk missing your mark for hitting the jump? Probably not. It's just really simple to use the plain jump in a lot of cases.
Yeah, the thing with the jump is, if you do a maximum jump, so you hold A, it's quite easy to know what that distance is. While with the pogo, it's really hard to get a specific distance, because you go really high, which you don't want, because if you bump the ceiling, you slow down, for example. It's just easier to do a normal jump.
If you reach the ceiling, or if you go to a full apex pogo jump, you're wasting time. That takes longer to travel the same distance as, you know, a normal jump or just walking. If you're just getting up quickly, pogo is really great, but it can also slow you down time. So, you know, use your discretion in a lot of cases. When in doubt, just jump regularly if you can.
Okay.
Pogoing, just doing the pogo takes a few frames of your walking speed. So the fastest movement to the side is just walking, nothing else.
Interesting. All right. So pogoing, you want to keep that to a minimum.
Yes.
All right. I didn't know.
So yeah, next is these arrow platforms. You stand on top of them and they spawn little Mega Man style platforms.
Mm-hmm.
Something to know about vertical scrolling. You can vertical scroll when Scrooge hits his top hat on the top of the screen. By grabbing a rope and crawling up, the top of his head will scroll the screen. If you, however, do a pogo jump and jump higher than the screen, you won't go up. So you'll lose several frames if you pogo higher than the ceiling of the room.
Yeah, it's very frustrating. I just wanted to make a note real quick on this, I don't know what it is, sarcophagus guy, I guess. You can accidentally jump underneath of the switch box if you get a little too aggressive with attacking him. So you see me, I'm holding left, I'm holding down B, I'm getting under him. That's no good. You don't want that. Stay a little bit over to the side. You pogo right off the side of him. You're not even really pogoing on him. You're pogoing on his massive hitbox. And then that's what you want. Save a little time there.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Okay, so the next section is straightforward. You just climb and then you take the only available path. And then there's a snake with an interesting hitbox again. You can you can jump and you can do any jump you want and then pogo. You always hit him with the pogo and clear the entire gap.
Wow, that time it looked like you didn't even hit him.
Yep, you can jump however far you want of that thing. You'll always hit the snake.
No, I just proved you wrong.
Yeah, you can actually miss him,
Oh,
Bangerra.
you just did.
Oh yeah,
But
if you
have to
really
be
try,
going for the last second.
if you really
What
try.
I've started to do just to make it just
Okay,
in case I'm getting a little too anxious, a little too wound up over a good run, so I don't foul it up here, I go right in between these two pillars right here. And that's where I pogo down. 100% success if you do that. Right in the middle here,
All right.
up and over. That way you don't have to worry about getting a little too anxious with things going really well or things going poorly, and then you add that mistake into the mix.
Okay.
Okay, next you go up, and then there's another sarcophagus guy, and you can quickly kill him with like jumping onto the thing. Oh, and I died because of HP messing about, but
Oh.
so you can kill him by just pogoing to the side of him, and he'll die because his hitbox is weird.
So you take a hit and pogo.
Well,
You don't have to.
Oh no, you
take
don't
it.
even
you don't
have
have
to
to
take
take
a hit.
the hit. Yeah.
Wow.
That happens a lot, and that's okay, especially on easy. That's not a showstopper.
But he'll die anyway. Like
Yeah, he'll die anyway.
you
The
won't
key
lose
is that
any time.
you can get off of the rope a lot sooner than you might think.
I see. Yeah, you get a little bit of an upward boost when you hop off the rope, it looks like.
Yep.
And you just want to catch the lip of that corner, right? Just barely
And then
snag the
jump
corner.
Exactly.
and pogo at the same time, like press A and B at the same time.
At the same time, all right.
You can do that, and it makes the pogo come out. So you can actually press B while standing still, jump, and the pogo will come out first frame.
Wow, what an improvement over DuckTales 1's pogo.
Yeah. Yeah, the next section is grabbing these platforms, and the earliest you can clear them, you have a nice visual clue. There is a gray bar, well, a black bar and a gray bar at the bottom of the tiled section, and if you do the platform right under that, you can clear it. The enemy is doing it way better than I am, but I don't have a safe state there, so I can't reproduce it right now.
Oh, bummer. Okay, let me show that off real quick then. So come back up here, get sarcophagus guy. So my main thing with this is enemy strategies for not screwing this part up. Okay, so got your sarcophagus. You're gonna come up here and you're just gonna hang on to it. And then when you want to release, just press down. Don't press down and B and A at the same time, or down and B at the same time. Well, down, B is probably okay. But I always hold A instinctively. That's bad, because you're just going to hook back on like this. That's terrible. That's going to kill your run. So, when you do it, jump up here, down, and then press your A and B, or your B, or whatever. I guess you just hit B. Yeah, you can. I don't know why I hold A. No reason to do that. So just don't press A, is the lesson. If you press A, you're going to hook back onto the thing, and it'll be frustrating.
Right. Yeah, I guess it's just hard to remind yourself that you don't need to press A to pogo. You know, the only reason you have to press A normally is because you need to be in the air to start pogoing.
Because you were familiar with DuckTales 1, you've been playing that for 25 years, and old habits die hard.
Yeah.
That's the reason.
Alright. Now it's the Egypt boss fight. He only has one pattern, but he can spawn on 3 different spots, right?
Right. 3 different spots.
3 different spots. It's easy where he spawns. You can see the coif of his whatever it is. Is that a coif in English?
Yep.
Sure.
Yes. Totally.
Coif of Glory, man. Diablo 2. Teaching me obscure words for armor and weaponry.
Alright. Like the tip of his hat.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can see it spawn under. Yep.
You want to be
what
getting
you want
double
to
hits as
do?
much as you can.
Yeah. You want to hit him as soon as you can, and then hit him when he goes back down.
Oh, I see.
But it only works if he spawns on the same half of the map as you are. Don't try it if he spawns on the other side, because it won't work.
So there's 4 places he can come out? 3 places he can come out?
Well,
3
I guess it's
places.
technically 4, because he can come out on this side of the middle part,
Yeah.
or this side of the middle part.
He can come out
Oh,
the
yeah,
center
yeah,
that
yeah.
time, though. So it's 5 places he can come out of?
Oh, I guess he can come out the straight center. But for all intents and purposes, if you're jumping from here, you're pretty much going to hit him wherever he's coming out.
Unless
you
he's
put
at the
him on.
farthest gap from you, I guess.
Yeah, perhaps. Well, yeah, you certainly can't reach this part. You can reach here. And
The
hit
farther
him.
part of the middle gap. and get
Right,
him.
the farther part of the middle gap. If you're not prepared for that, you could foul that up, but you can recover from that pretty quickly. Again, it's a benefit of being on easy. A lot lower risk.
Okay, so this is
Just get in right in his face and pogo as much as you can.
One thing I'm running into as a noob is when he's sinking into the sand, I'm like, I need to get this hit in, I need to get it, and I'll always get in there too early.
Yeah.
You can hit him when he's
the-
way down there, so yeah, just get used to the timing.
Getting the timing down of the invincibility frames is something you really need to learn on the boss fights.
And this is one where you're always going to know where the chest is going to spawn. Well, 95% of the time, you're going to know exactly where the chest spawns, which is going to be as far away on these far platforms as possible. The only time where that may be questionable is if you're in this middle section killing them. Then it's usually the opposite direction that you're pogoing. So say I'm hitting them from this side, bouncing in the middle, then it'll spawn over where it is now. Vice versa, pogoing, jumping up here, then it'll spawn over on the right. But it always always spawns on far away on the map. It never spawns on these middle two platforms.
Yep.
Interesting.
Okay, now we get to the menu item shop again. For safety, you can now buy your 2 special energy, and you do that with pressing A and start alternatively again to do it quickly. The tricky part is not buying extra items after the item sells out. So you want to do it quickly, but not too quickly that you buy stuff you don't want.
How many does it take to sell out? 2?
2.
Only 2.
Will they
But
be
you need
restored?
No.
Oh, because you only have a certain maximum that it could display on your
Yep,
screen
correct.
anyway. Okay, alright. The other stuff doesn't sell out, right?
No.
I don't think so.
I don't know. I don't buy the other stuff.
Okay. Oh yeah, what should you do if you end up in the sand?
Jump.
Just jump.
Okay.
Don't wait there too long. It takes like 5 seconds, I'd say, to drown in
yeah.
the sand.
You just, if you reach the bottom, you reach the kill level, I guess.
I see. So as long as you don't touch the full-on bottom of the screen, then
Yep.
you're okay.
You're
All right.
fine.
Did you want to go through that
yeah.
level one more time together?
Yeah,
And
let's
Alright.
do that. Let me
To
take
see
a
the
second.
playthrough?
Race.
Don't you guys both have exactly the same time on this game?
Yes.
I don't know.
For any
Do
percent.
we?
For any percent.
For
I don't
any-
have my 100% submitted, so yeah.
Yeah, for any percent. I thought you guys had, like, were tied on the leaderboard. It's pretty funny.
I don't know. Did you submit a new one, Bangerra?
No,
Okay.
Okay.
I don't play any percent that much, so
No. 100%
Alright.
is the superior category.
give us a countdown.
All right, let's do it. 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay. That's fine. I forgot that I was playing on emulator and I didn't have emulator selected or active or whatever.
Oh man, so Bangerra's got the 3/4 of a second lead.
It's all good.
I'll mess up picking
Getting the
final
chest.
gem up. Already messing up, so
Yeah, they're. Uh-oh.
don't worry.
It's okay. He's gonna make it up.
Just settle it down, Feasel.
You guys.
Well, I mean, we gotta. It's just natural.
Yeah.
When you're not playing,
Just
you
the
might as
natural
well.
excitement.
No, it's cool.
Yeah, enemies got this.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. Because I already beat the stage.
Oh.
What? He wins anyway. He wins. Look at
Cheat!
that. It's another tie.
Banned.
Uh,
He's banned. Get him out.
Another perfect tie. Look at that.
oh,
I'm
boy.
on you, Bangerra.
So yeah, if you enter the same stage twice, the boss gets killed instantly.
Okay. So what's the next thing in our list
Alright.
here?
Next thing is the worst thing on our list.
Uh-oh.
Oh no. RNG, RNG, RNG. If you've ever complained about RNG, let me show you RoboDuck here in Moo.
Yep.
Because holy crap. This guy can give you the greatest luck ever, but more often than not, he gives you just the worst luck of all time. And you'll see what we're talking about, because basically you can't attack him unless he lets you attack him. and he may not let you attack him for, a minute.
For forever.
In some
Yep.
cases. Not like, oh, I'm using hyperbole. No, like an actual minute can go past without you being able to attack him in some cases.
Alright, the first part is just going right. You kill the enemies, you grab some ropes, you kill some more enemies, and you go down the level. There's not that much you can do, like tricks or anything. It's just going through the level. And then you get to the thing that stumps new players for several minutes getting past this screen.
Wait, so what is this jump and golf swing business?
Yes.
Jump and golf
so,
swing.
the golfs, the mid-air swing is one of the dumbest things in this game. So remember that you can swing your stick, spin your pogo. You can pull things with your pogo stick, but you can also hit things in mid-air with your pogo stick.
Okay.
How you do it is you press into the wall like you did before, then you jump while still pressing into the wall, and he'll hold this animation with the tail waggle.
Huh.
And if you do that, you can use your attack in midair and it'll clear the rocks. This is an impossible move for new players. It is so dumb. I've seen blind races, people spending 20 minutes in this room,
Yeah.
just unable to clear it.
It
I
really
found
looks
it-
like you need a special item, right? It looks like it's
Yeah.
meant to be a sequence enforcing block.
Yeah. Or you like golf these other blocks over and knock it down. But I was in Egypt and I went exploring while you guys were talking, and I got stuck on the other side of some blocks in the sand, and I was like, I can't get over these blocks, and so I just started mashing A and B, and I did a jumping golf swing, and I was like, oh, okay, that's a thing.
It's a thing
Yep.
now. And
It
this is
sure
how they
is.
introduce it.
The rest of the level is pretty easy. You just walk back and forth a few times. There's one trick you can try to do, and that is you can clear this piranha plant where I'm at.
Yes, you
You can clear it by jumping on like the final few pixels of your foot. If you then jump, you clear it completely. If you go a little bit too soon, the piranha plant will hit you, but won't grab you. And if you jump way too soon, the piranha plant will grab you, losing a couple of seconds. So what you want to do is jump as late as possible on that little pedestal. And you can jump way later than you think, because Scrooge's foot is absolutely ridiculously huge.
Yeah, the center of your sprite is in the block, like the 1/16th block off the pillar, basically, when you want to jump.
Yeah, and the rest is really easy. Like, there's nothing that should be a problem at all. But then we come to the biggest problem of all, which is the new boss, RoboDuck.
Yeah.
Care to explain, or shall I do it?
Oh, goodness.
Okay, so here's how RoboDuck works. RoboDuck is gonna walk across the screen, and then he can do one of two things. He can stomp his foot, drop blocks. You swing the blocks into him to make him damageable, and then you have to pogo on his weak spot. That's ideal. However, he can walk across the screen, and then he can throw a duck fist. Yes. So he will shoot his fist across the screen, and then he'll walk back to the other side. So let's see. Yeah, so there's the stomp, and then a duck fist. So he's going to do that for as long as he wants. Drop some more blocks. Shoot some fists. And so you say to yourself, well, you got some blocks on the screen. Why aren't you attacking him? And the reason for that is because if you attack him, or if you leave no blocks on the screen, so whether you attack him or you just break them up, then RoboDuck will walk across the screen at the end of his action. That's bad. You want to lock him into place. So you always want to leave a block on the screen unless you're hitting him for the final time.
So yeah, the trick to this fight is you make him spawn the first block. So you wait him out until he stomps his foot, and then you wait some more. You do not want to attack with your first block. What you want to do is wait for the second block to spawn, and then attack him with either the first or the second block. You always want a block on the screen, because else he will go to the other side and waste like 6 seconds each time.
He's giving me 2 good luck. He's making more blocks than I can use on him.
Well, you can only ever have 2 blocks on screen at once, otherwise they'll just blow up when they land.
Yeah, but like I'll try to get over there as fast as I can and hit the block at him when I see the visual cue of him stomping, and the second block lands between me and him, and I slide my block into that block, and it goes poof.
But yeah,
and I get
so
very
Yep.
what you
sad.
want to
That
do,
happens.
What you want to do is you want to swing the block that is on the floor already before the second one drops. So you have to swing it when he stomps. If that makes sense. So you see him stomping, and you swing the rock that is on the floor into him, and then the second rock will drop and will stay on the floor, preventing him to walk over. So I'll try to demonstrate that again. So he's walking to the right at first, he always does that, and then he stomps here. I leave this on the floor until he does his next stomp, and when he does his next stomp, I swing it at him.
I feel like depending on where the block is and where he is, if he stomps twice in a row, it's not always possible to make use of both.
That
It is
can be
not.
true.
You
It
can
depends.
spawn them next to each other, and then there's nothing you can do about it.
Oh, that too.
And so yeah,
Ah, crap.
each boss takes 5 hits. So if he took 4 hits, you can safely swing the last block into him without having to spawn another one. Yeah, this boss fight can kill runs by throwing about 17 punches. And that is not even exaggerated. 17
yep.
punches have happened.
I've seen as many as 12 in a row.
Yeah, there's a tiny thing you can do here. It's not tiny, it is huge, but it is also completely impossible. You can
Is
hit
it-
him twice in one
Oh yeah,
cycle.
the Happy Gilmore, sure.
But yeah, we won't talk about that.
No? Oh, come on.
I don't know.
We have it's
Ugh.
been expressly requested by one PLD because he's a jerk.
So,
I love you, PLD.
so there is one spawn pattern where the rock is right next to him. Like there's one block space between him and the rock. And if you swing the rock into him and hit him instantly, like as soon as you can time like the final 2 frames of his invincibility. He's still down, and you can hit him again.
Well,
so
the trick
you can
to
do a
it,
double hit.
yeah. The trick to getting the block into him and getting over to him quickly enough so you can get 2 hits is that you have to do a jumping golf swing, which a buddy of mine named the Happy Gilmore. If you're familiar with that movie, it's obvious why. So he's got the block set up here, and I'm just going to come over. I swing that into him. I kind of fouled it up because he hit me there. But then I would just jump onto him again. Huh, that's dead. So let me see if I can get a good pattern, and I'll try to show this off. But even for demonstration, this guy is a bit of a jerk. Alright, so here we go. Swing that into him, and then there's a second hit. So that's 2 hits right away. And then see, this time I can't do it because I didn't do the jumping golf swing, and I don't have enough time to get back over there for the second hit. But
Yeah, this
that's
is
about as quickly
extremely
as you can
hard.
kill him, really. Right there, what just happened. That was a really good pattern that he gave me for the blocks. I got 2 double hits and 1 single, and that's the best you can do.
That's extremely hard to do. So
Yeah. If you want to attempt it, it's the risk is in. Okay, there are 2 ways that it can be a risk. One, I'll demonstrate on this treasure chest and try not to open it. You can swing too high and miss the block entirely, which I didn't do there. So you can swing too high and miss the block. You can swing too low, not jump with it, and then you've gained and lost nothing. Or you can do it right and put yourself in position to double hit, which doesn't mean you're going to double hit, because you still have to have exquisite timing in order to do so. It is pretty tight. It is manageable. It's something you can learn with just a little bit of practice. But I don't have any buffer strats for it. I don't know what to tell you as far as what you should be looking for, what timing you should have in your head. So it's tough.
using the manipulation already saves, and I kid you not, minutes.
Absolutely, yeah.
Just having the block spawn, the manipulation with the block spawning will save you at least a full minute, because every time he throws a punch without having a block on screen, he will walk to the other side of the screen.
And you die a lot.
Okay, you want to do this? You want to do this stage and show off how much new RNG?
Yeah, how much RoboDuck costs?
All right.
Let's do this.
I guess
Okay,
we'll
now this
start from
time-
stage select.
Yeah, this time don't replay the level.
No, I reloaded the fresh state.
All right.
uh,
Wonderful.
I will only have 3 HP, but that's fine.
Why don't you come in and just drop down straight from the start where enemy is right
Yeah.
now?
That's just where my save state
Oh,
is.
okay.
I only have 3 health too, so we're all straight on that.
Go ahead.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. Alright. Get a little bit of a lag test on there. Looks like they're not quite synced up, but close.
Oh, I don't know why I did that. All I had to do was nothing, and I did something. Fouled it up.
Nothing is the hardest thing to do of all.
It really is!
What? Interesting.
Yeah, this
So yeah, the swing didn't work for me. It just swang and nothing happened. That was interesting. Swang even a word? Probably isn't.
It is now.
swung, but it's, you know,
I like swang better.
I prefer
I vote
swang.
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 That was a real swang move you had.
Is there any way to jump over that flower without hitting it at all?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Okay,
Like-
just
We were talking about before.
3
yeah, you
pixels
did
or
mention it,
something.
but I saw that you guys both hit the flower.
Yeah,
No, they're
it's,
just
It's you have to have pretty solid timing
Okay.
to jump over it. That's
1.
2.
that's 2.
That's 2 more.
Oh
That's
man.
3 more. Okay. Now good things can happen.
Oh, dang. I messed it up.
Oh, you didn't actually hit the orb.
I did. I
Oh,
Okay.
threw the rock without him spawning another one.
I see.
So
So I
enemy
did-
got decent RNG there. At least
So
decent.
I had some fists to deal with, but what I did, he was kind in that he dropped 2 close blocks, and I was able to get 2 double hits with each of those blocks. So that means I only had to hit him 3 times with blocks.
And it was like a 10-second difference?
Sure, I wasn't paying attention, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Maybe not even. It was pretty close.
Yeah, if you're unlucky, that can set you back 30 seconds,
When in doubt,
even with good strats.
Yeah.
when in doubt, leave a block. Don't press too much. If you know you don't want to try to be too quick to golf swing the block into him while he's stomping, because you can get it too early, and then he's going to walk across the stage. He's not going to drop a next block. He's going to start walking. Then that can initiate fists and whatever else. So if he drops a block far away, I would almost say just leave that one there and wait for him to drop something closer. That's the safest way to be kind of quick on this boss.
Okay, final stage.
Well,
called
final
one.
stage before the final stage.
Yeah. Final real stage.
Yeah, the final stage is the boss fight.
Alright, there's one very specific thing you have to know about the stage, and that is lag and moving platforms do not mix together very well. What tends to happen here is if you're on moving platforms and you try to jump from standstill, the jump will not happen and you will just walk off and die. What you want to do to be safe, this is not the fastest way to do it, but you want to keep pogoing on the moving platforms and clear it like that. You want to clear it off a pogo, not off a jump. I hope that's clear. I'll try to demonstrate what can happen when you just try to jump. So, I did it on purpose that time, but what happens is your jump does not get registered and you just walk off, or you do a small jump and you fall into the pit. This happens more often than you might think. So what you want to do is you go up to the moving platforms and you start pogoing and you keep pogoing. And that's what you want to do to not die, because it happens a lot more than you think, believe me.
I was playing ahead of you guys, so I started pogoing on a hidden platform and accidentally found a secret.
Oh yeah?
We'll talk about it when we get there, I assume.
Okay. I bet I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Alright. Where?
So yeah, on this part, I'll reload that state if I can find it. Nope.
Ah yes. The hooks.
The hooks.
There are several ways you can approach the hooks, all with pretty great time savings.
So what the game wants you to do is grab all 4 or 5 of those hooks around and then grab the rope from the right side. But you can use the hand that comes down to actually jump up on the rope much quicker. But that requires a little bit of manipulation. So what you want to do is, once you grab a hold of the hook, the second hook, the hand spawns. And from that you can either jump back to the left and jump on top of them, or you can jump instantly up, take a hit, and jump on top of the rope. I would recommend grabbing the left hook and then jumping on top of him like that.
Yeah.
It's slightly safer.
This is the initial way that I learned it too. The jump on the right hook, then jump back onto the left, pogo right off of him.
Yep.
The other way that I've done this, it's actually a little slower than the second hook and jumping straight through him. But it made more sense to me at the time, was if I'm starting from here, I jump off of this platform, and I kind of hook back onto the first hook, and do that same motion where I get damage boosted through the hand. But I'm spawning the hand too. Well, I died there, but okay, so... Oh, that was... There we go. So, I missed the chain. So this is like everything that can go wrong right now. So, there you go. This is what not to do.
I've never seen that one. That's a weird
Yeah,
one.
that's not a death warp, in case you're playing along at home. There will be one shortly.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's
one
kind of an
death
unintentional death warp, but it is kind of a saving grace if you screw up another trick. But we'll get to that in just a short time here. But yeah, that's another alternate for I don't know, if you get a little uneasy about making a big jump to that second hook. But if you're going to do that, then I would maybe suggest, like you said, doing the 2-hook pattern.
It's not a huge time saving, it seems like.
So the difference between, let me see if I can't. What did I do here? All right, the difference between this and this
Okay.
is 0.2 seconds. 0.2 of a second.
Okay.
At least on my hand timing. I tried both methods. That's what I got.
Sure.
I don't know what variables might have been in there, but I don't have a frame counter for you. Not that advanced, I'm afraid.
So probably go with the safer version of that if 0.2
Yeah.
seconds is what
Yeah,
you're saving.
to me, I mean that's the first way I did it. Then I started incorporating the second hook method because I got more comfortable with doing that. But the safest method by far is jumping to the second hook, jumping back to the first hook, and then just jumping off of the hand. Because anytime you incorporate damage boosting, some people might get a little nervous about that, and I don't know. Like it's a little bit unnatural, obviously, because you're using the damage to boost you. But
Alright.
you got options there. Really is the point.
Next section is all moving platforms. So again, you've got the problem here that the game might drop inputs and that you fall off. There's also a lot of lag going on because it spawns enemies that lag the game incredibly hard for some reason. Probably the combination between the moving platform and the enemy. You can use the enemies to progress quicker, but it has specific timings. There's also a secret here that will help you clear the game more quickly, the level more quickly. So enemy is now showing this.
Yeah.
So yeah, the first platform you go on, there is an enemy, a hand, that spawns right in front of it, that you can jump off and get to the second platform. This saves like half a second. And then there is an invisible wall. There's a visual cue for it because the bricks go all the way to the bottom. It's the second pillar here. And you can just jump up with a pogo into it and then hold left and you'll go into the secret section. And then on the third platform you want to jump onto the hand and up onto the hook. This is quite dangerous. I'd recommend pogoing on the platform, killing the enemy, and then pogoing again on the platform before you reach the hook. Enemy showing how to not do it.
Yeah, this is the death warp. If you mess it up,
Oh yeah.
you go and see Launchpad. So you get boosted just a little bit. You still lose time, but you don't lose as much time as having to go back and do extra bits of the stage over again. So
Yeah,
it's
so if you die
in that
there-
way, it's a pretty safe strat.
And as far as I know, that is the only death warp in the game, and it puts you forward like half a screen and wastes a lot of time.
There's kind of another death warp, but it's only an 100 or good ending %.
Okay, so you're not recommending this death warp to people in the race?
No.
Okay.
No, you don't want to try it.
You don't want to do it.
try to death warp, but it's kind of a backup in case you foul up the quick hook trick.
If you were really bad and took a bunch of damage, would dying
Yeah.
there refill your health?
Yes.
Yes.
So that's, I guess, a
But
use for it.
But if you died on, say, if you died at that hand, I don't know that you would warp. Let's test this. Get the froggy to do some damage to me. So I think I could take one more hit right now and not be dead. Okay. So if I get damaged by this hand, I don't think I'm going to be far enough over to warp is the problem when I get killed.
Oh, well, you don't necessarily need to die because of the hand. It's just if your health was too low.
Oh, and
didn't
you
wanna
wanted to go
into
back
the,
there?
Yeah, you didn't want to go to the boss fight with only one hit or whatever.
Well,
the rest
it
of the
depends.
level is really easy, so you wanna just keep going, I think.
Yeah, we're
Losing a
talking
life
safe,
is
safe,
never a
safe
good idea.
strats here. Super safe.
Yeah.
But if
I
you
mean,
die,
you're going to be backtracking at that point is the problem.
Yeah.
So I feel uncomfortable advising that you do that But if you wanted to take a death right here on these spikes, I suppose you could, because you're not losing that much time.
Or
Okay.
just jumping in the pit. I guess.
I mean, just as a
But,
hypothetical.
I don't know.
Yeah, jumping in
You
the pit,
really
sure.
don't want to
Yeah.
lose lives in this game. You just want to keep going, even though you're on low HP.
Okay.
I think. Because lives are so sparse, and then like you'd have to buy continue, but you can only buy continue between levels. So if you die again, you can game over without ever being able to buy continue, for example.
Okay.
All right. So next section. I'll go back a bit here. Yeah, the next section is just clear the spikes with your pogo, and then there's another platform
So,
here.
So you're gonna go over the spike pit, like Bangerra said, and when you get up to this stack of rocks here, or whatever,
Yeah.
when you walk off of it, just hold the B button because you'll immediately go into a pogo and reach up to this platform. Otherwise, you're gonna have to pogo off of this guy or pogo off the ground and get up here, and that's gonna cost you a little bit of time.
I see.
So you can just come over here, and you can see my key inputs. I'm just holding B, and then I'm walking, and I get right up there. Very quick.
Okay. How do you shorten the height of your pogos so that you don't hit the ceiling? You just let go of the B
You
button?
let go of
Yeah,
the button.
exactly.
That's also what you do to pick up the treasure chest that you're at
Yep.
the end after you beat the boss.
Correct.
We try to have the pogo for like a frame, hit it, and then drop down. But that doesn't always work, because if you do it too quick, like the pogo doesn't come out, and then you just land on the chest, and
Yep.
you're in a world of misery and failed attempts. But yeah. So yeah, the next section you have to unlock the moving platform by breaking the blocks on top, and then pogo off the moving platform. Because if you don't pogo, it'll just go
You'll
under
die.
the stage and you'll die.
Alright, so for this section you have to take... Oh, you don't have to take the low road. You can't take the low road, you have
Can't
to go
take
over
the
the
low
top.
route. You
Right.
have to go high.
Alright.
There is a question about health. Pretty much in this entire section of these entire routes of any percent, there is no health anywhere close by. Health is always in hidden areas.
They'll put it right along the path for you, so there's no corner that you can jump in to get an ice cream cone to show up.
Not
huh?
really, no. There's a few here and there, but you'll get them by just walking into them, like right before the new boss. But for the rest, there is nearly no health anywhere.
There's one right
This
there.
game
So
is-
right before this boss. if
Oh,
you
there
jump
is
down-
one, okay.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, let's
Yeah.
point out where these are if we can find them.
I think most of the bosses
honestly, I
have
don't
one
know where
before-
many of them
just-
are.
Just before the boss.
Just before the boss, you should look around in the room right before entering the boss.
Yeah,
room.
if you
Okay,
break
gotcha.
these two blocks right before the boss room, I've already collected it, so it's not here anymore.
Ah,
But
yes, I see.
right
yeah.
here,
There it is. Yeah, you just got to touch the lower right corner, and it
Yes.
appears. Okie doke.
sort of
This
similar
boss
to spawning.
shouldn't kill you, though.
No, this is the
very easy.
easiest boss, I would say.
Yeah.
All right, but it pays to look around on some of the other levels if you're a little worried about the boss. See if you can find the hidden ice cream cones.
Yeah, we don't know where they are.
These
so...
speedrunners don't know where the health refills are. of
Sorry.
course.
Yeah, this boss, he can spawn on 4 different positions, I guess. He gives you 2 sprites, and after like a second or two, one becomes solid. And then you have to jump on top of his head. And it's really easy, you just go up at him, and then you don't instantly jump into him, you wait like a tad second for his attack to come out, and then you jump on his head. Do it 5 times, he dies. There's like, try it once or twice and you'll know how to beat this guy.
Yeah, he stands there being dumb. You pogo on him, and you win.
So you don't know which side he's going to appear on until he's
No.
finished materializing.
Right.
Okay.
Sometimes you can spawn all 5 times on the same side. Sometimes he mixes and matches. Sometimes he'll do 4 and 1. There's no rhyme or reason.
Okay. And then you
If
just
we
got to
can-
remember to choose fast enough that lightning bolt doesn't come and get you.
the only way to gain time in this fight is on the final hit.
Right.
If he spawns close by, then you can do it like half a second faster.
You're saying you could take a 50-50 guess on the final hit or something?
You don't even need to really
not
guess. If
really.
he spawns close, you can get to him super quickly.
Oh, I see.
Oh, I actually missed a hit.
Wow.
Don't miss a hit.
Okay, now I need to load this. Oh yeah, that stage. You want to redo that stage?
Yeah, let's
yeah.
do it.
Let's do that.
Just restarting the stream so we can get rid of the lag. Alright. Looks good. Why don't you just enter
I'm
and
in the stage. Yep.
drop down? Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. There we go.
Wow.
Pretty close synced. Pretty close.
My pogo already didn't come out. First jump.
Already missed a pogo. Oh no. Alright, there goes 3 blocks. Yeah, so jumping on the lower ring and then the higher ring and then onto the enemy is actually really easy. And I'd recommend that for people to take the easy way through that.
I didn't get the death warp.
Uh-oh.
Whoa!
I
He
jumped
went for
in
it.
too soon.
Rip. We're good speedrunners. Totally know what we're doing.
I just wanted to show off what could happen if you were to make that mistake.
Of course. Well done.
I'm a man of the people.
Interesting to see that at this point right here, enemy jumps off of the little thing that
Oh,
he pulled
jeez.
out of the wall, whereas Bangerra jumped off of the brick on the left side.
Yeah, that's a thing I've been playing around with. I think it's faster. I don't actually know that, but
Yeah.
it seems faster to me. Anytime you can kind of do something a little different from everyone else, it's always nice.
Okay, sure. That's how new strats are formed.
I missed the final hit, dude.
Great.
Uh-oh,
Well, hit
you
it,
might
miss
catch
it a
up.
couple dozen more times, and I might catch up with you. Y'all don't need to watch me finish this one.
Okay. Alright, so is there any
Alright.
more shopping past this point, or are we done
Nope.
with our shopping trips?
Just
Okay.
exit.
Alright, so just exit from here. How many more levels do we have here? Just
Just have the final boss
Oh
fight.
no, it's just the final boss fight. I don't
Just
have.
one.
I
Uh-oh.
don't have.
what happened?
You don't have a save set up for D1000?
No, I don't have a safe slot. A safe state. I'll just
Uh-oh.
beat the magician again.
Yeah, he'll
Oh,
just
okay.
beat the boss
Then
and
I'll
he'll be
come
there.
on.
Okay, so yeah, this is a level that there's a whole lot to this level, but you don't have to actually play it all on any percent, right?
No, there's not anything to this level.
I thought that
Um,
this was a level that's like,
There is a
there's
bonus
secret
level that
state.
you're probably thinking of,
oh, that's what
but that is not what we're doing right now.
Right,
There's a basement area in Scotland that you can go to in good ending percent. I guess you don't say percent after that. Anyway, for the good ending, you collect the pieces of the map, you buy the last piece of the map, and then it opens up the basement in Scotland, and
Oh,
that's
okay.
the level that you would go to. But this is the typical end of the game.
Got it.
If you're running any percent on any difficulty, you basically go back to the boat, walk to the right a little bit, and then fight D1000.
Oh, okay.
Alright, so once you press exit in the menu, you get directly put into the Bermuda stage again. But there's no enemies, there's nothing. You just go to the right. You don't take the route to the left. Well, you can't, it's blocked off apparently. But, so to the right there's now a new rope. And if you climb up that rope, you go into the final boss fight. So there's nothing to this stage, you just go right and then up the rope and that's it. All right.
Wow, so
So,
it's really just a boss fight. That's all there is here.
yeah.
Okay.
Then I'll have enemy do it first.
I
So,
got the slow hit, so it's gonna be lose a little time here, but it's really simple.
Yeah, this is the easiest final boss fight in a game ever. So yeah, what you do
There's
is
the quicker hit.
you trade HP pretty much, and you do that by just jumping into him and then pogoing on top of him. The trick is not to pogo right in the middle. You need to be slightly to the side of like the middle, if you know what if you get what I'm saying. Don't be in the exact middle or you'll get hit every time. If you go slightly to the side, you'll hit his hand coming up and you won't get hit every time. And that's the trick to doing this with more HP than him.
It really is that easy.
It really is that easy. Now you can get the first hit a little bit faster if you time your approach properly, but that is like it's like a second savings, I think.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. So if you miss it, it's no big deal at all at this point in the game.
This boss goes down instantly anyway. And that's it.
Wow, well this seems like it's pretty straightforward. I guess just knowing where to go in some of these levels that are non-linear is important, but it doesn't seem like there's anything you really need to know about, advanced technique. I guess manipulating the Mew boss is one thing that wouldn't be obvious.
And the rest is minor, minor things where you can save frames or a couple of seconds. Nothing that can really pull you away from the pack.
Right. Okay. What kind of time do you think people should expect on this game?
I think somewhere around 10 to 11 minutes should be fine, I think.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think. Okay, so let's account for some things not going as you might desire.
What's the record run right now?
The record is 920 or 932 by
932?
Nadua, I think.
Okay.
Both Bangerra and I have 943s, just for reference. And sub 10 is a little ambitious if you're just getting into this game for the race. But I would say, for no real reason, 12 minutes. And that would account for maybe a couple of deaths. And, buying some health, buying the continue globe, and maybe you foul up a couple of jumps and it takes you 2 or 3 tries to get them, something like that.
That would be you try it 4 or 5 times.
Exactly, yeah.
You can get that sub 12 very easily. If you
Yes.
spend a little more time with the game, say 20 attempts, you'll get sub 11 no problem.
Okay. And really, the big factors are going to be the Mew boss, and
Yes.
that's probably going to be the biggest time time variation.
Mew
you
is,
think?
Yes, Mew
Roboduck,
boss is-
Roboduck's gonna wreck some people.
Mhm.
It's gonna happen.
All right. Let's see. And then we said that they often hide health right outside the boss room, so if you need a little bit extra health, you could do that. Let's see. You suggested buying both of the health upgrades at the same time. After which stage?
Stage
After
3.
Egypt.
After
Egypt.
Egypt, the third stage. That's when you would go for buying the two of them at once to save yourself a little bit of menu time. Let's see. That's about it. I think we pretty much covered everything I could think of. Any questions from the chat? Either of you doing this race?
No.
The Big 20 race, I mean.
Oh yeah, I intend to.
Cool.
I'm currently trying to learn Karnov. I know you guys have a tutorial for that.
Yeah, but it's still
I
easier
am
said than
super
done.
looking forward to Karnov, let me tell you.
I
but
honestly don't have time to practice all those games right now.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I guess that's it. We're going to be doing another tutorial right after this, so stick around for that.
I guess you can link to the speedruns somewhere. Or is that already done?
I don't think I have yet, but we should link to it.
It's on speedrun.com, I think.
Yeah.
A few runs.
And in general, do you think that looking at, say, the first place run for this is going to give you the pretty much the same strats that you would do if you were learning this for the race?
It starts with Mew, but for the rest, it's pretty much the same thing.
I see.
I don't know. My run starts with Bermuda. I don't know about yours, enemy.
Your run starts on Bermuda? Huh.
No, not on Bermuda, on Niagara. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
okay.
Yes. For easy any percent, definitely start on Niagara because that's the stage that the game starts you on. No need to scroll over to something else.
Okay.